So hello all, welcome back. So today we are going to study about complete HTML. So without wasting much of your time, I'll start HTML and this would be one short video containing all the topics. So I'm going to teach HTML from very basics to everything that is there in HTML. So stay tuned. Zero to hero course. So, what is internet and what is web? So, first of all, this is very important. I have seen people that they say they know HTML, but when I ask them what is internet, then they are blank. So, what is internet and what is web? So, think of it like a city. Okay, so internet is kind of entire city which have everything road, building, shops, homes, houses, everything and www is World Wide Web. So that shops and markets in that city is web, and HTML is the building material for that shops. And browser is your card to visit that shops, and server are the warehouses where shop keeps their goods. For example, now if we talk about something, HTML, you can think of the structure. You can think of it as a structure, and then browser is a kind of you can say medium to run your HTML, and server is something warehouse kind of thing which have everything, every knowledge like Google servers and any server, Chrome browser we can use to access any server and all. Okay, so, in simple words, just think if someone asks you what is internet, you'll say the entire city, road, building, shop, homes, everything is internet. Then web will be the shops and market in that city, and the shops and markets must be created by something, and that building material is HTML. Without HTML, you cannot start your front end journey or your development journey if you are going towards web development or front end development, because HTML is the very first and the basic step. After that, CSS comes into the play. For example, to give the structure to your houses or shops, you used HTML. Then, what about the paint and everything? Styling that comes under CSS. And if it is like something which we can give functionality also, like in our house we want, if we have something like AC or something, then that functionality we want to add to that AC will be JavaScript. So let's proceed further. How website works in simple version. Whatever you say, you have a browser, say Edge browser, you type to www.google.com. You asks the Google servers for their web page. Okay, then server will send you HTML file. Browser will read that HTML file and show us your Google page. Okay, so let's proceed further. Now, understanding HTML. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. So, what is hypertext? Imagine you are reading a book. You read page 1, page 2, then page 3 in order, and hypertext is like reading with superpower. Okay, click on a word and jump to another page. For example, if you are reading a we can say story, so you don't know the meaning of a word, and what you want is if you click on that word, you will directly jump to the meaning of that word so that you can relate to that story. So hypertext is that kind of text which has superpowers. When you click on that word, it will jump to another page, and if you click on an image to see the bigger version, and if you click on next to go to the related content, that all things can be done using hypertext. For example, Wikipedia, click on blue links to jump to other links. You must have seen in some websites that blue links are there, and once you visit those links, then by default, if backend in if not in backend, if we have not, while in development we have not given any uh, external styling, so by default if you will visit a link once, then its color will change from blue to purple. Okay, so now what is markup, sorry. Markup. Think of teacher correcting your homeworks. That is markup. Teacher underlines spelling mistake. That is markup. Teacher circles important points. That is markup. Teacher write good in margin. That is markup. Okay. So important, this picture and this link. These are what? These are some tags. Okay. So we'll study about these tags in detail. These are markup. Okay, whenever you will use for link, you will use anchor tag. Nowadays link is not used. For picture you won't use picture, you'll use img tag, and for important you'll either use bold, italic or underline. Okay, so now language, like English has some grammar rules and subject verb object kind of things that then HTML also has rules, like you will close the content inside the tags. Opening and closing tag can be there, or self closing tags can be there. We'll study about all these tags and all in detail later. Now, your first tool. So, where you'll code the HTML, you don't need anything in your laptop. If you have just Notepad also, now then also you can run your HTML. But nowadays, we no one is using Notepad for this purpose. We have what we say IDEs like VS Code, IntelliJ, Eclipse. We use mostly them. And for development, for web development, we basically use VS Code. So everything we are gonna do today is also VS Code. Or if you have internet access and you don't have VS Code downloaded, you can use codepen.io. This is option that is available online and it's a very good option. I have used it. Now, how to get VS Code? If you have not downloaded VS Code, then go to this website, click on download. It is free. You can download it without paying anything. And you must have any browser to see the results of your whatever you'll code in VS Code. You want to see that results that will be visible using the browser. So you should have one browser, either Edge, Chrome, Firefox. But if you are a beginner, it is beneficial if you will use Chrome, because there you get the access to inspect option, developer utilities, like you can inspect the code and see the styling and everything. Now, folder structure. You can create any folder structure, like on desktop, you can create any folder via your like my website name. Then you inside that you need to create the files, and that files should have extension either .htm or .html. Without these two without these extension .htm or html, you cannot run any of your I can say program or the code you have done. You can't run anything if you have not written htm or html. Okay, so next is this images. If you want to add some images, you can create css file for styling, but no need to um, remember this, because anyway if you are creating anything you will learn it by heart. You need not to remember like this should be the name. No, you can keep any name. You need not to keep the name as style.css. You can name related to your project or whatever name you want. You can use your name to write the name, like I can write jyoti.htm file or jyoti.html file or jyoti.css file, and writing your first html. So every programmer starts with this. So we'll also do this. Open your Notepad or VS Code, anything, or just type this HTML inside body hello world and HTML close. See, let's also try this. So we'll go to our VS Code. So see, this is doc type HTML. I'll tell you why we have been using this. In every file you will see that I am using doctype.html. What does this mean? It just means that I am telling the browser that I am going to use HTML version 5. Then this is HTML tag, and this is head tag, this is title tag to give the title to a page. These are some meta tags for title tag, and this is the styling I have given. That color of the body will be whatever will be there in body color will be red. And in script we have written some function. This is JavaScript, and this is the head is closed here and the body will start. You might feel like you don't know this script, you don't know this style, so no need to do this right now, because as part of HTML you don't need to remember this style in script. Style is in CSS and this script is in JavaScript. If we talk about some basic code, let's see. This is doc type HTML. Inside this HTML tag, head tag, title, image insertion, then this is meta tag. Is for head we have some meta tags to define about what character set we are going to use. Okay, then inside body, what we have is image tag, and I have given this path wrong because this image is now not existing in my system. So this will show me this alternate text. Or what we can do is we can write some paragraph inside paragraph tag, like this is my first program. Okay, so now I'll close this paragraph tag, and if I'll run this, either you can press Alt L or what you can do is just right click this and you will get an option to open with live server. Then you will open it with live server. Title, you will see what the title is. I'll show you. So now, can you see my output in the Chrome? Just a second. So this is the output Chrome has given. This is my first program. Okay, so whatever title you will give, you will see that in with this favicon icon. I have so many tabs open, that's why it's not visible properly. But if I'll hover on it, the title is image insertion. But you can keep any title. Okay, so let's proceed to next topic. So, so this is our simple program. We can give any name to the to our file. We can give any name. Okay, I think there is some problem with my system. Just a second. Let it be. So now you can see my PDF. So this way you can create your first program and save your HTML file with .html extension or .htm. Both will work. Okay. And if you want to run it, you can press in VS Code, you can press Alt L as shortcut key, or you can right click on that and run it with live server. And browser will open whatever you have typed in your message will be visible on the browser. Okay. Now understanding tags and HTML. Tag is just like containers or instructions to the browsers. Okay, they tell what is this. Like if we like we have written p tag, that is to tell browser that we are writing some paragraph. That is paragraph tag. If you want to insert an image, you will write img tag. Like you are giving some instructions to the browser using the tag. Okay. So basic example, if you are new to the HTML, is just think of cooking instructions. Start cooking, begin cooking. If you will use this tag, and if you will close this tag with this slash, it means you have stopped cooking. Okay, and ingredients will come in between both the tags. So the basic tag structure will be, you will give the tag name like the paragraph tag we have given, then you will give your content and you will close that tag like we have closed the paragraph tag. Okay, this is same example for paragraph tag. Between opening and closing tag, we'll add our content, and some common mistakes are these that people will get confused if sorry, people also get confused if they are reading your program. But if you forget to close any tag, like paragraph tag, you forgot and you start to close and you started creating new paragraph tag, then browser will get confused. Like this paragraph tag is not closed, and it may cause sometime problems that your browser will not show you the output. Sometimes what people do is I they started writing this paragraph tag. Okay, then they want this text to be in bold. So what they'll do, they'll start this tag and they'll close this paragraph tag which they have started before only. No, this won't work. You need to close this strong tag first, because it will be showing you this important in bold, and then you will close this paragraph tag. So this is the correct usage. Sometime in typing people write paragraph. This is not any spelling error. Will say it is not specific to HTML to use complete paragraph spelling to write paragraph. We just use P because it is already defined while creating the language. So we'll stick to P. This paragraph word will not work to write any paragraph. Now, basic structure every page needs. So this is doc type HTML. I already told you to tell the browser that we are going to use HTML version 5, then head tag, HTML tag, head tag, title tag, then body tag, and in the end we'll close HTML tag. And inside this opening and closing HTML tag are all program side, basically two sections, this head section and this body section. Inside head section we have just title tag to give the page title, and in body tag we can have multiple tags like image, video, audio, paragraph, link, anchor, strong, bold, italic. We'll see every tag in detail. So this doc type HTML tells browser this is HTML5 document, and it's very important. Interviewers mostly ask this, why this doc type HTML is written. So you can remember it as a trick like doctor type. Doctor says what type of document, always first line go, always first line, no closing tag needed. This is the only tag whose closing tag is not required. Otherwise, either we have self closing tags or either we have opening and closing tag both. Okay, this is only the tag that is never closed and it does not have any closing tag. HTML wraps entire page and it is always second. Like doc type HTML will always come first on first line, then HTML will always come and it will close at very ending. End of the program will be by closing tag of HTML. And if you want to use any attribute for HTML, if you want to give English language, so you will use lang equals to en. If you want to give other languages, then you can use other languages symbols there. If you want, then after HTML head tag scheme, head is like you can say brain of web page. It contains invisible information that are not shown on the page. Like on web page you won't see, but inside it, it's a title tag that will display the page title, will be near the favicon icon. Like in this PDF complete HTML guide, this is the title. This way, head tag will contain title tag and that is shown, and any other information written inside the tag won't be visible on the web page. Okay. Okay, the next title tag you already know shows in browser tab. It is important for Google search. If you will give something like which is meaningful, then it would be better because it should be descriptive. If you are creating some real life applications and all, if you are just learning, you can give any name because anyway it's not going into production. So if something is going in production and Google is going to rank that website and we have to show that website in Google and we want that when we search for a particular thing, our website should come. So then you need to keep in mind that you have to give this name very informative. Title of the page should be very descriptive and related to the website you have created. Inside a body tag now. Body tag is the body of the web page. Everything will be visible, which whatever you will enter inside the closing and opening of body tag, everything will be visible on the web page, text, image, video, and everything. So this is example. It tells browser that this is HTML file. The start HTML in English language, start head section will contain meta information that which character encoding we are going to use, and then title of the web page, then head section will get closed. Here body section start, and inside body section whatever you will write will be visible on the web page, and in end we always close HTML. Now, adding text content. Headings H1 to H6. There are six types of headings. Okay. H1 uh, and H6. H1 is the biggest heading and H6 is the lowest heading. Okay. H1 is book title like you mostly use for chapter title you'll use something smaller than book title, then you'll use H2. Then I can show you the difference. Just give me a minute. I'll show you the difference. Can you see my VS Code? Yeah. So if we want to create some headings, H1, say hello. Now say H2 hello, H3 hello. There are shortcuts for this also, but I don't want to tell you these right now. That's why I am typing, because I am making this video for the purpose that even beginners will feel like they are learning. They won't feel like that they are not getting something, because I want to clarify each and every content in such a way that you won't face any problem in remembering. Okay. So these are six headings. Now the largest heading will be this. Until it's six, the headings will get uh, like slower down. Okay, I'll show you now. Oh, sorry, what I did. This. Okay, now if we'll save this and if we go to Chrome, see, only just hello came. Why? Wait a second. This is my first program. Wait, we'll rerun this file. We'll rerun this file. Just give me a minute. See, this is my Chrome visible now? This is largest heading H1, then H2, H3, H4, H5, H6. You can see the difference between the height and width of the text, difference in heading size. That is what H1, H2, H6 relevance is. Okay, now we'll move back to our chapter. So H3 is for section titles, H4 is for subsection titles and all. Then for small headings H5, H6, we have already seen the use of H1 to H6 tag and important rules. Use only one H1 per page for Google if you want to rank. This is a tip that use only H1 heading one per page. If you will use multiple H1 in a single page, then it is not considered as a good practice. And don't skip any levels. Go level by level like H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, H6. Use headings for structure, not for making text big. If you want to make text big, then go with CSS, not with this heading tag. This is paragraph tag we have seen. Now line break. If you want to write something in a paragraph, but you want some breaks in between, like one line should come after the other. You don't want any complete sentence in one row. It should not spam. Then you'll use the self closing tag or line break tag. I can show you this practically. Just a second. So my VS Code must be visible now. If we'll go with writing a paragraph, if you'll write lorem 30, then press, I don't know why it's not working, but if you will write lorem and press enter, it will generate dummy text for you. Let it, we will copy paste it from somewhere like this. Mm, this we were writing. Now you have typed it in such a way that you want it in this form only. Okay, but what do you think how it will come? If we'll open it with live server, I can show you the output. See, everything came in one line. So now you want them to be in another line. So what you can do is, I just want you to keep a copy of this, and I'll see. What I'll do is, I want this in one line, then I'll give one BR tag. Either I can give BR tag like this, or I can use BR tag like this. This is self-closing tag, or I can use BR tag like this. All three ways to use these tags are correct. Now we'll see the output. What is the output here? Oh, sorry. You must have not seen what I have done in VS Code. So what I have done is, first this paragraph tag I gave. So you can see this paragraph tag, everything will be in one line. Now when I will give this BR tags now, they will come in another line. We can give BR tags in three ways. This slash in starting of tag and slash in end of tag. So now we will see the output. So it is running right now. Hmm, see, now after beginner levels, there is one line gap, and one line gap because three BR tag we gave, and the tags where we and the content where we have not used BR tag is all in one line in that BR tag. And there is one more tag. If you don't want to go with this and you want everything to be in the format you have written, what you can use is, you can use pre-tag. I have written it in VS Code. See what you can do instead of this uh, p tag. I just replaced it with pre-tag, pre. Now you will be shocked to see the output. That see, the output is everything is in the way you have written. See. So now let's proceed to another next topic. This line break is must be clear to you. Now horizontal rule, if you want any horizontal line, then use HR tag, it will create one horizontal line. If you want to do text formatting, you want to use bold, go with B tag, italic, I tag, U underline. For smaller text you want, then you can use small tag. For bigger text you use big tag. And superscript and subscript tag. Superscript is if you want something in power 10 to power 3, then that 3 will be superscript. And if you want H2O, water, chemical formula 2 in subscript, then you'll use subtag. Or x ki power 2 is, this 2 is superscript and this is subscript. I can show you their usage also, but we'll first go with some theory, then all together I'll show you. And strong will make the text kind of bold, and it will show that important text. It is basically beneficial for screen readers. They'll emphasize more on whatever will be written inside the strong tag. EM is for emphasizing the tag, kind of italic. It will write the text, and it is also for screen readers benefit. And mark is to highlight the text, del is to delete the text, ins is to insert the text, code is to computer code like printf or something. If we want to write, then we can use write it inside code tag. Then pre, just I just showed you pre-formatted text to keep the spaces as you have typed. Formatting a recipe, for example, you are creating a chocolate cake. So in H1 you will write chocolate cake recipe. Then inside paragraph you will write a strong tag, and inside strong you will give important is that to preheat oven to 350 degree Fahrenheit or 175 degrees Celsius. Then to give some ingredients you will use paragraph tag. Then inside ingredients you will use, for showing ingredients you will use unordered lists. Then you will create list items. And list items: 2 cups of water. You'll emphasize on all purpose flour, then one in superscript. Superscript will be to the power. Okay. So 1 to power 3 slash subscript 4 cup sugar. 1 by 3/4 of sugar. Okay. It would be like 1, then 3 in power, then divide 1 is to 3 by 4th cup sugar. This in this way, if you want to write, you will use superscript and subscript tags. Then in mark, you will write new, add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Then you will close your unordered list, and you will inside code you will write baking time will be 30 to 35 minutes. Okay. So this is just an example. Now, if you want to create links, then you need to use anchor tag, a tag. It will create clickable links. And if you want to go to, like, I can show you this. Just give me a minute. Can you see my VS Code now? See. If I'll proceed from here, mm, these are lists. Huh. There I have used anchor tag to go to article 1, article 2, but that would be complicated right now to explain. Mm, hmm. This has clickable Apple link in this section. This anchor tag I have used. So chapter 3 HTML will run. I'll show you the output. See, if I click on this BHGVN, where it will take to me is it redirected me to this Apple website because I linked this website. See, if we'll go back to VS Code, why it was written inside BGV and something, you can see that I have given this. I can say give it a better name as Apple website non-sponsored video. Okay. Now if I'll save this and I'll move back to Chrome and this is getting refreshed. Okay, I'll open it again. I'll rerun this, open with live server. Now see, Apple website non-sponsored video, and if I click on this, it will redirect me to Apple website. See, and by default, it opens the clickable link in the same window you have opened your website. But if you want to get it open in next another website, there also we have some attributes and tags we can use. We'll see them in detail. Let's proceed now. This anchor tag we have seen. Now href is the attribute hyper reference. What is the reference of the website? And inside this we have given, like here we have Google website, there we gave Apple website. And the link we wrote that Apple website non-sponsored video was this. This was the text which was coming on the browser. Upon clicking on this link, you will be redirected to this website. What you have written inside href, you will get redirected to this website. Okay. And then of course you need to close this anchor tag. Then types of link, there are some external links like we have used to other website like Apple. There can be internal links, like if you want to go to one section of a page to another section of a page, then you can use this internal, like writing of these will be same, it's just that the hyper reference will get changed. Okay. And if you want to link the same page link, jump from section to another section, then you can create the targets with the ID. Like here, you will give the hyper reference with hash whatever the ID you have here, like ID chapter 2. So you will have click hash here, and whenever you will see the text go to chapter 2 on the screen, if you will click this, you will get redirected to this chapter 2. Okay. Email link can also be there, like if you'll click on the send email option, then an email should get to this email ID whatever you'll write in this mail to. Phone number you can also link call us. If you'll click on this number directly, your calls get, like if you must have seen in some helplines and all in websites, if we click on call directly, their call get, like we are able to directly call them on their telephone number. With this they can, with this functionality only we can use. And link attribute is like, by default what it was doing is opening it in the same tab. The website, website was coming in same tab, and that was due to this target equals to underscore self. It is by default whether you are writing it or not, it is by default. And if you want to open that in another tab, then you will use this target as underscore blank. And if you want it to get open in parents frame, then you will use target underscore parent. And if you want to use it in like full window, you can use this underscore top. Okay. So now attribute, you can use this title attribute. It will just show a tooltip. I can show you this. Can you see my VS Code now? Now here, where we have written this hyper reference to this website, we can give title. It will work as a tooltip. title equals to double quotes Apple website. Click here to explore about Apple products. Okay, this will be tooltip. And now if I'll right click and open it with live server, now we'll see the output. What is the output? So now if I'll hover here, I don't know whether hover text you are able to see Apple website. Click here to explore about Apple products. That is in black kind of box, I can say. And if you'll click on this, then again you will get redirected. And if you want that to get opened in another tab, then you can use underscore target. So let's now proceed. If I'll, you can explore these things yourself. You can use different tags. Then navigation menu, you can create home section about and everything. Now working with images, I already told you image tag, source attribute, and source you will give the path. In alt you will give the alternate text. If image is not visible, then that text will be visible. I'll show you all these practically I have, but I'll show you everything in the end so that you can better relate the things instead of just learning. You will, should relate also. So this source attribute where the image file is located, that path you will give in this source attribute. That say if it is in same folder, you can give path like this photo.jpg. If it's an image subfolder, then you will have to give the subfolder name also. And if one folder up only, then you can use this double dot and slash. And if it is from internet, then you will have to use complete path. And alt is very important attribute. It describes image for basically screen readers and blind users. Where image doesn't load or some error is there in path or something, Google image search you are doing or anything, then it will show you the alternate text, and it should be meaningful. It should not be like image 1 2 3. You can write an image. You can, if you, there is a dog in an image, you can better define it as golden retriever playing with red ball. So this way people will be able to, the screen readers, those who are blind users will understand what you want to show with your image. Okay. And height and width you can define for an image using width and height attribute, and only specify width or height to keep proportion. Okay. Like if you will use only width, na height adjusts automatically based on your image pixels and all. Now basic image formats are JPEG and JPG for photos, PNG for graphics and logos, GIF for animations, SVG for large icons, yeah, logos, and WebP is for modern smaller file size. And if you want to create an image gallery, you can use a div tag. Inside div tag, you can use H2 my photo gallery, and inside figure tag, you can use your image, then figure caption, sunset in the morning, and all. These all you can try yourself, code them in VS Code, and see the beautiful outputs on the browser. Now, list. There are three types of list: unordered, ordered, and description list. I think people must have told you either ordered or unordered or both, but you will get to learn description list here also. So unordered lists will show the difference. Unordered list by default it's kind of disk this, and if you want numbering in starting, then you'll use OL ordered list like 1 2 3, and description list. Here you'll give description title and the definition, like for full forms and all terms and definition we can use this. And list attributes for unordered list by default disk was there, and there are two more, circle and square. And for order, if you want numbering, it is by default of type. We use type attribute to define the type of list, like disk, circle, square for unordered. And for ordered, if type is one, it will give us numbering, or it is by default. If you want to write anything with OL, it will give 1 2 3. If you want capital alphabets, use ABC. Smaller alphabets, type A. Roman capital, type I. And type small I will give you this small Romans. Okay. Now, if you want to start your ordered list with item from numbering 5, then you will give it a start equals to 5, and it will start 5 and 6 it will give. And if you want to create a list inside a list, that is called nested list. You can create one list inside another list, like this is one unordered list you are creating. Inside unordered list you gave one item fruits, and inside fruits you are creating one unordered list of apple and banana, and one for vegetables, carrot and broccoli. Now you can create navigation menus also using a list. Now special characters. Why we need special characters? Some characters have specific meanings in HTML. Like before a start tag, we use this left arrow, and after the we like write the tag name, we use this right arrow that denotes the end of the tag, whether it's opening or closing. And is to start an entity. Now common, if you want to use this 5 less than 10, so how will you write in HTML? Then you have to use this entity. And LT means this will show lower, and just and GT will greater than. Lower than symbol is this na, so that's why greater than symbol is this, and GT. Ampersand, for ampersand you'll use and AMP. For double quotes, you'll use and QUOT, and for single quote, you will use and APOS epsilon. For copyright symbol, you'll use and copy, and for registration number, you'll use and reg. And don't forget to miss the semicolon in all these entity names. If you will miss these, then the output won't be the same. Okay, the for space use NBSP and NBSP semicolon non-breaking space, and for euro symbol, and there are many pound, and you can explore more as depends on your usage. Now it's creating a table. You can create, you can give table a border is an attribute. You can create table row with tr tag. This is a table. Inside that table we have created one row, two row, and this three row, and we'll close this table. And inside those three row we have created three headings: name, age, city. In first row we have three headings. In second row we have data for the name, age, and city. And third row also we have data for name, age, and city. And now Table tag is to create a table, tr is for table row, th is for table header, td is for table data. Now, if you want to combine, merge two columns, then you will use col span equals to 2. If you want to merge four columns, you'll use col span 4. And if you want to merge some rows, you'll use row span attribute. Like if you will merge two rows, you'll give row span equals to 2. If you want to merge four rows, you'll give row span equals to 4. Now building forms. Forms are very important because it lets users send data to a website. You can create different type of forms: login form, contact form, search boxes, registration forms. And basic form structure is there will be one form and you have to give some action with that, either submit data and some method like post or get. Okay, then you can create two inputs also. Let me first show you whatever we have covered till now practically so that you will better be able to relate things. So my VS Code must be visible now. So I'll show you these tables. Okay. So this is our nested table creation. Okay, table2.html. So in this code, what you can see is there is one table tag whose width is 50%. Border we have given one. Cell spacing is also one of the attribute to give some spacing is 2. Border color red. Cell padding is 2. Okay, and inside that we have created one row and we have given one table data, and inside that we have created one table. Inside that we have one row which contains sports and response as data. Then in another row we have different data, that is basketball and 30. And then in another row we have baseball and 33. This is table2.html. This is our what we say is out nested table. So here if I go to this nested table creation, this is nested. This, wait a minute, it will come. Is getting refreshed. My internet speed is little less. See, you can, this was red one was the one table. Inside that we have created another table and we have given this cell spacing and cell padding. Okay, so this was table. Or you can see this, I can show you different outputs what I have created using table tags. So this is basic table we have created. Then we also have this table 3 in which we have created merged, like used col span. These two columns are combined now. So this is table 3 example. I'll show you in VS Code. Table 3 here we must have used somewhere col span. See, col span 2 in table data, that's why two columns were combined. And no wrap we have given means it will not come itself in what do we say, next line. If we'll remove this, then observe the output in table 3. I'll rerun this. Table3.html, open with live server. And then we'll go to Chrome. See, now what happened? Everything got like it itself adjusts the space. But if we will use no span, then we'll see what happens. No wrap, sorry. No wrap we are using. I'll save it and we'll refresh it and we'll go to it. See, it created one scroll bar and we can see what happens. See, okay. So for now, I'll close these. This table.html you have seen, table 2 you have seen, table 3 you have seen. Now this was table 4. I'll show you in the end what, or else I can show you now also. See, uh, in table 4, what we have done, you have seen that we created one background black and some given some cell spacing, cell padding, height and width, and started a table row, and then table data we aligned it to left. Align is also a attribute. So you will get to know all these attributes, and you'll get to remember once you start coding. Then you'll see that you need to increase the size, decrease the size. You need this background color, BG color attribute. That's why you have used. So depends on the use case. Suddenly you will search that you want this. So what attribute you can use? That with practice you will get to learn. Then you can see we have given home, about, services, client, and contact. These are inside table. We have created table data. Okay. So this was used before. Font face we don't generally use now, but you can use it. Depends on what you are using. If you are purely using HTML, then you need to use it. If you are not using HTML, only you are using HTML and CSS, then you won't do it this way. You will give styling in another way. But for learning HTML, we should know. huh? Eventually, we should know all these tags. See, we have created this table. Inside table, we gave spacing and created this home, about, service, clients, and contact section. See, with background color. You must have seen many websites everywhere, and you can give anchor tags and make them clickable links, so they will move to another websites. Okay, or another page of the particular website. So you must be clear about the tables now. Now I will go to forms. We also have forms. I'll show you in Chrome what we have. So I think this table part is now clear. This is also we have created one table, and inside that we created one row. Inside that we created this. Okay, given spacing. We'll see everything. Don't worry. This is enhanced. This I already told you. Now this is image insertion only. This I told you, that anchor tag thing. We'll see this later. Now this is form. This is form, one form. Mhm. So this is also one form, revised.html. I'll show you the form part theory first, then we'll see how we have created this beautiful form. Okay. So we'll go to our PDF and we'll read about like form. We are giving some actions, submit data, method is post, and we have two tags here. We are using input tag to, one is for text username and one is for like submit to send the username. Okay. There are some form elements. The basic one is input text. First, you will create the label named full name, like the way you have seen in the Chrome that form was created, label was their name, and you can create it like type text for input. The label full name will be text. For input, the type will be text. Its ID will be name, and name is also an attribute like what you are asking for full name, and placeholder will be that will be visible when you have not written anything inside that. It is kind of hint that will be given that what you have to write here, enter your name. For password, you'll use type password, and for ID, this ID should be matching with the four attribute of label. For pass, ID pass. Here for name, ID will be name. Okay. Here input type email, ID, email, name, email, and required. If you want a field to be mandatory, like you have seen in some Google Forms, our first name and last name and mobile numbers or emails are mandatory with red star asterisk, that will be required because of required attribute. Text area is for multi-line input. For this, you will use text area tag, not input tag. To create a drop down, select drop down like this, and you have multiple option in that, and they should be visible when you will click on this. Then you can use the select tag. Inside select, you can create option like which country you want to select, and give the value US, UK, India, and many more you can create. Radio buttons, if you want to select only one thing, there will be like for checkbox, you can click multiple. For radio button, you can either select this male gender or female gender. So this is created using type radio. Okay. And remember, when you are using checkbox, you can select multiple at a time, but not in radio buttons. Okay. So you can create a checkbox with type checkbox. You can upload file like when you want to upload some PDF or your resume or any website or any Google form, then it is using the type file. And for buttons, they are using type. For submit button, they are using submit. For reset button, they are using reset. And if it's a normal button, you are giving some name, then you can use type button. And this is just an example of registration form you can create, but I'll show you this through uh, VS Code, what I have in revise.html. Okay. Um, Hopefully you are able to see my screen. System is lagging today. This see. So whatever we have done here, this is the styling we have given to the form that it will be displayed in the middle of the screen. Okay. So you need not to go in this styling because anyway in when I'll teach you CSS, you'll get to know this. So here you have created one div tag whose class you have given form. Inside that you have created one form whose method will be post and action will be like we are not sending it to some backend PHP or something. We are not doing so. You can think of action anything. Okay, just I have typed hash. Then you created one heading, an h1 tag registration form. Then you created one div tag is a kind of container in which all your items will reside. You created one label, first name. I have not used any extra things like attributes for label or everything. This is just a basic example. And then you'll use placeholder first name and it will be required. Now you have seen till this. Okay, these 4 lines. Now I'll show you the output. You should see here first name, last name you have to enter. Then you can see this is first name. Then this is a placeholder. First name is coming in the text box. Similarly, the last name, your address, and everything. Now, just see this properly, and now I'll show you VS Code. Now, see the code here. Then you have the label for last name, a placeholder for last name. Then you have label for male, that is kind of radio button for gender, and then for female and for other. Okay. Then for email, you have one placeholder, your email address, and is required. Then you created this with type email. Then you have password label. Then you will create input for password, and you can specify that pattern should be this from between 5 to 10 length. Please enter. And if someone will not uh, write the password that is of 5 to 10 length, then it won't get submitted and it will show a tooltip also. Please enter password of length 5 to 10. If I'll go to Chrome, you will see if I'll hover on that password, it is showing me please enter password of length 5 to 10. So this is the relevance of title tag. Okay. Now similarly, you are entering birth date. For that, you are using type date, and then label. You are creating checkbox. I agree to term and condition. Then you are creating one submit button. That is simple, basic form. Now we'll go to next topic, semantic tags. Semantic tags are something with meaning, which have the proper meaning. By their name only, they are clear what they are going to do. Using tag that describe their content meaning. Non-semantic like div. With div, you are not understanding anything. What is div? What does it mean? But if I'll say header, if or I'll say navigation, or if I'll say section, you will understand and Google will understand. Search engine optimization will be better that with header it means some top thing of website in which contain home and all navigation parts. And navigation will be one section that some it is navigating to something. Section will be a particular right section, left section, or anything. Okay, top section, bottom section. It is good for Google understanding, screen readers, easy to understand code, and modern browser supports. It also have and main semantic tag is header, top section of page. Your section usually contains logo or navigation. Like this is a header tag, my website, and you are using a navigation inside that. Nav will contain navigation links and can be in header or elsewhere. They can be at any place, but mostly used in header. Like for home, about, contact, I was saying na, ki you can use anchor tag. But if you will enclose them in nav tag, that would be better because it will be clear that navigation part is there. For screen readers, it is beneficial. They are easy to understand this. And for main content of the page, we use main tag. Only one per page is preferred to use because in a particular page, only one part should be main. And for article, if you want to write some independent self-contained text, like a blog post or news article or forum post, you'll use article tag. For section, if you want to group related content, then you'll use section tag, and it should have some heading also like H2R services. And in paragraph, we defined we offer web services, deployment, and SEO. Aside is related but separate content. If it is related to the topic you are writing, but it is some separate content, then you'll use this aside tag. Sidebars, pull quotes, and advertisements we use basically for this. Footer is the bottom of the section which contains all the information about registration, copyright, contact information, and link. And I told you this entity and copy semicolon was used for copyright. Okay, now complete cementing page. This is an example, just you can go through it later. Now multimedia. If you want to add some video, it should have some width, it should have some height, and you are giving it some controls. And you are giving the source of the video as movie.mp4 or movie.webm, and it's a kind of type you are defining with type attribute. And if video won't be visible, then your browser will say your browser doesn't support the video tag. Okay, inside video you can give multiple sources using source tag. Okay, control is to show play pause buttons. Autoplay will start automatically. Avoid this because whenever user are not clicking, you should not start a video. It sometimes irritates people. That's why. Loop, if you want a video to get repeated. And if you want to start a video but it should be muted, then you'll use muted tag instead of this controls. Okay, not tag attribute. Poster image before video plays, you want to add, like for a YouTube video there is one thumbnail na, before video plays. So that's kind of things you can add using poster. Okay, this poster preview.jpg image we can add. If you want to add audio similar to video tag, we have audio tag. We can use controls, and inside that we can use source tags. And we can use src attribute and type attribute to define what kind of audio is this and what type of audio is this. Audio tags autoplay, it will start automatically. Loop will repeat audio. Muted will start the audio muted. And now iframe, inline frame. Like if you want to add a YouTube video inside your page, that will be a kind of inline frame where video is getting played. Then we use iframe, will give it some width and height, will give some source, then title, then will give some frame border, and will allow like autoplay and kind of options. And it whether we want to use this or allow full screen play or not, we can use these different attributes, and these all depends on your requirements what you are creating. So there are numerous of millions of billions of things in HTML. No one can learn everything and remember everything. It just depends. Whenever the use case comes, you'll just go to the documentation and you'll search directly on Google that I want to add iframe, which in which I want that it should not be played automatically. Then it will show you that what attribute you can use, what tag you can use. Okay, it is just you will get an idea like what all things are possible with HTML. Now, iframe, I already told you, inline frame windows to other web page inside your web page, like a YouTube video inside our website. Okay. So common use cases: to embed the Google Maps, we can use iframe. To embed documents, we can use iframe. To embed social media, Facebook, Instagram plugin, we can use iframe attributes. These are clear by name only: source, width, height, title, frame border. If you don't want any border, then give frame border at 0. Okay. Allow full screen, then sandbox for security restrictions. Now, this was all about HTML, and here all the topics of the HTML have been covered. If anything is left, I can see my notes which I have created during my hostel. HTML features are like they're easy to learn, create effective presentation, and they're insensitive. Like if you'll write smaller tag or caps tags, both means the same. Editors we have seen, boilerplate code we have seen, comments we have not seen. Comments help us to understand our code better and make it more readable. Okay, you can comment in three ways: single line, like this way, multi-line with this same tag, and but for single line, we use this. Supported by only Internet Explorer, not by Chrome, this double slash. Okay. If we want any default paragraph, write lorem and press enter key. It wasn't working for me. There was some lag in my system, but it will definitely work in your VS Code. You can try it. HTML elements we have seen. In elements we have start tag, then we have content inside that, or inside start tag we can use some attribute, then we can end a tag. Okay. Two type of elements are there: block level and inline. For block level, it takes the full width, like the way if we have used no wrap option, the full width it has taken. And by default, if you are creating something inside div tag, it will take all your space. But like div tag, paragraph, and h1, h6 up to h6, order list, unordered list. But if you want to take some specific required space, then you will use either span tag, strong, emphasize, image, anchor. I can show you the difference between div and span tag also. Okay. So see here, we'll go to this. Hmm. If I'll write a div and I'll paste, okay, I don't want them inside paragraph. I just want it like this way only. Now I'll close this div, okay, and if I'll use this span, hello. Mm, and oh, it's better to explain you with just a single word. Okay, this div hello. Okay. Uh, uh, Now I'll run this img.html, open with live server. Now we'll go to Chrome. See here. Now I am gonna inspect this website. See this. With this you can see, select this and click on this. You will see div is written and what is the height and width, and here see height and width 35.55 into 17.6. This is span tag, this is inline tag, and this is block level element div tag. It has taken the whole space, whole row, 1792 width and 18.4 height. Okay, and see this span tag. This is the difference between inline and block level element. And I was telling you that Chrome is beneficial because you can inspect every element. Like what styling here it is used, you can see this is heading 1, or whatever things are used in your web page. You can how it is written, what is the styling used, what tags are used. You can see the whole source code here in the web page. This inspect option. Okay, this is my first program is a paragraph. You can hover over it and see and explore the things. Now we'll go back to our VS Code. Not VS Code. Now we'll go back to our PDF, my college time PDF. So basic HTML tag, self-closing BR HR tag we have already seen. We have seen this. Tables we have covered, forms we have covered. So these are all we have covered. Non-breaking space, anchor tag, tables, forms. These all things we have covered. These methods you need not to see. You will. This is with form, post, and get method. I can tell you the basic difference. In if you'll use get method, it will remain in browser history. But post method, if you'll use, it won't remain in browser history. It won't remain in cache. It can't be bookmarked, and requests can never be cached. And this method has no restriction on data length. But if you'll use get method as in your form, then it have length restriction to it remains in browser history also, and request can be cached. That's why people prefer post method more over get method. Okay, so this was all about the HTML one shot. If you like the video, please hit the like button and subscribe button and comment if you like it, and if you don't like it then also comment. And if you have any suggestions, please go ahead and give some suggestions. It would be better for me to create further videos. And that's all. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.